Welcome everybody to tonight's episode of the OTT Podcast. My name is Tyler Thompson. I'm the editor-in-chief of Kentucky Sports Radio, and as always, I'm joined by Fake Barney, who still thinks this is a Bloodline podcast.
Young man, young man.
Oh man, I will never know how that series ended. Sadly,
Really?
We quit. It got too depressing.
It got depressing, but it just started going next level.
Next level depressing.
What was the last? Okay, Bloodline spoilers coming. Pause the podcast for the next 10 seconds. What was the last thing you remember?
John, what's his name? Rayburn standing in the rain. That's all I remember.
Is that like season 1?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Yeah,
we're not gonna get on. We got.
It got really good. It got really good after that, and then the end was like but yeah, season 2 was like crazy. The ending of season 2 was insane.
It was in 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we quit in season 3. I remember.
So you made it through. So you remember the dolphin?
Yes.
Okay. That were you not like holy crap when that happened?
I mean it's been a while, but yeah. Again, not the Bloodlines podcast.
It's not, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and be honest with our listeners like I always am. Friday Night Lights is okay. Like, it's okay. It's like, it's good. I can definitely see how people love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, like, 14 years ago, how legit it was.
Yeah, it was
Like,
groundbreaking.
it's not like Game of Thrones or something.
Well, I mean, think about the TV budgets and how.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
TV
14 years ago,
changed a
it's
lot.
legit. Yeah. And I'm enjoying it, but I'm not like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch the next one.
Oh, whatever. You text me all the time like, oh my God, we just started season 4.
Okay, well,
OMG,
there's a couple of moments. Well, yeah. Okay. There's been a couple moments, and actually, I think my favorite episode so far, or one of my favorite episodes so far, was one we're going to talk about now.
Okay.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm just not like Tyler.
It's not
oh my
Bloodline.
gosh, you have to watch Friday Night Lights like you have been for the last.
But aren't you glad you have?
Yes, I'm definitely glad, and I'm enjoying it.
Right.
It's just not like my favorite thing on the planet.
Okay, well, Mr. Negativity over here.
Well, it's fine. It's just it's fine.
Okay, good grief. So if you guys are listening to this, if you've refreshed your podcast feeds and you're like, oh, I wonder what they're up to. We're recapping Friday Night Lights, the series, because what else do we have to do right now?
Do we have Buddy yet? Is Buddy signed up yet?
No. I'm not paying $250 for Buddy Garrity to come on.
Can we start up a fan
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe.
I think that would be really
okay.
sad.
Listen, all you guys need to Venmo Tyler Thompson $2.50 each. We got
that. Would be a good show of how many listeners we have.
If we get 100, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
So
it's
if you're listening to this, you can also watch this because we're doing these on Zoom, which has been its own little fun adventure because Barney, like, all of us back in March, learned about Zoom virtual backgrounds. And
they're the best.
They're really, really just quality.
Yeah. And I also learned, just like Tyra, about hairdos. Tyra has at least 62 hairdos in the first half of season 3.
She really does. Like, she starts out with the super curly corkscrew curls.
Yeah, like she stuck her finger in the light socket. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she went through a lot this season. We'll get to all of that. So in this episode of the OTT, we're going to be covering season 3, episodes 1 through 6. And then in the next episode, we'll be covering episodes 7 through 13. So if you're only halfway through season 3, or if you're all the way through, we're breaking this up to make it a little easier because a lot happens.
But it's a lot shorter seasons than my goodness, the first one we had so much to talk about. The seasons have gotten significantly shorter now. So,
it makes it so much easier.
It is. It's more like a show that we're used to now. I'm with you. I know you told me that season 3 was going to be my favorite. I think I like season 2.
Did you just hear Gatsby Park?
I did. I like season 2 more than I think you thought I was going to. Season 3 was it definitely like set things up, but I really didn't notice. After you mentioned it, I think it was one of those things that like you wouldn't really notice until someone mentioned it. but I didn't really notice the like low production quality you were talking about. I think the only reason I kind of picked up on some of it, and it was only because I was watching for it, was like the lack of different sets and things. So I mean, there was a lot more, school office, football field, scenes, their house, but like there wasn't a ton of stuff, like a ton of different places like we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, the film quality's a little, I don't know, it seems a little grainier, but maybe that was intentional. And maybe it was like that in the first two seasons I just never noticed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm watching it on the same TV and everything. I haven't really noticed. I mean, it's all kind of grainy because it's from the early 2000s. I mean, you can't really expect that much.
Yeah. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to start with favorite storyline.
Okay.
I will go first on this because I think this is pretty easy. And if you just heard, Gatsby just came back in the dog door. Congratulations, Gatsby. Good job.
Way to poop, girl.
She must really like this storyline. Smash going to Texas A&M.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
By far and away the best storyline of the first half of the season, probably the whole season altogether.
It was really good.
Yeah. So
I loved everything about Smash's storyline.
Yeah. So if they at the end of season 2, he had a really sad storyline in which he ended up going to Whitmore, which was good after his suspension for punching that kid for the racist incident in the movie theater. He's just had a really bad, luck of the draw. And I guess they started the season with he was injured, which caused his future at Whitmore not to pan out. I'm guessing. I guess they withdrew their offer.
Yeah.
So he's working at the Alamo Freeze.
Yeah, there was an awkward way to start the first episode.
Yeah, I know. And so he's like trying to put in work with Coach Taylor. And, I love the storyline because Coach Taylor in true form never gave up on him, even though Smash was ready to give up on himself.
Right.
I think the general manager of the Alamo Freeze said, we see a future for you and management.
Right. Which was kind of nice. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah. But it shows you like there were different paths that his life could take. Oh, I was going to show
It also kind of shows you a very realistic picture of what it's like to be a big time athlete in a small town.
Yeah.
I mean, you could that's not like a joke job. I mean,
no,
that was a career path for Dylan,
Yeah. I really, really love the scene where the team kind of helped Smash out. Like Smash was ready to give up and the team rallied around him. I thought that was really cool.
That was cool.
Yeah. My favorite moment of the whole first half of the season was the tryout at Texas A&M where like Coach Taylor gives him that speech right before he does the workout. And it's awesome. Like Coach Taylor storms onto the field and he's, because
and that coach is like, what are you doing out here?
Yeah. And he's like, you got to see this boy.
Yeah.
He's awesome. So that was my favorite storyline. How about you?
That was my favorite too, but I had a second in case I thought that was probably going to be yours. So I actually kind of like Matt and Julie's storyline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like I liked I think it could also maybe double as most realistic. I think that their relationship's getting to the place, and no spoilers, but I've started season 4 now, so I'm at the beginning of season 4 and the first half of season 4. And one thing that I've seen even into the first half of season 4, and I think it kind of started around here, was that their chemistry, like as actors and working together, got to a place where they could say a lot of things without saying the words.
Yeah.
So like they could have serious moments, serious conversations. They could have little sarcastic looks and things that they give each other that I thought it was really cool the way that the show was produced, that they realized that and didn't have them have unnecessary dialogue.
Yeah.
That there was a lot of things that were just really clear that happened or that didn't happen. It's like, are they getting back together? Like what's going on? And then it's like, oh yeah, they just got back together and they didn't have to say, hey, let's get back together. Like it was, does that make sense? Like I really liked how they've worked. I liked their relationship. It didn't annoy me at all. Like,
right.
I liked everything about it.
It's all because she is much more tolerable because she's grown up a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
She still has her moments.
It wasn't that bad.
Right. It was much better than
Baby Bop has her theories of why you hate Julie.
Gosh, I want to hear that.
They're good. They're good. Yeah.
Can we get Baby Bob on the next show?
Yeah. She was like, I know exactly why Tyler hates Julie. I completely agree. It's because of blah 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 blah. I don't want to spoil her take, but it made sense.
So
basically, in a sentence, it is that Julie was like the typical annoying high school girl.
Yeah, it's because she is. She's totally like that.
Right. She
sucks.
And the reason that I'm not bothered by that is because I was home playing. No, I was home playing Goldeneye.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
That's true.
Like, all of this drama and things happening and people, doing all these little shady things and Riggins is going around being Rigginses. Like, I was oblivious to all of that because I was home with my little Halo, playing video games, not bothering anybody and not really getting in any kind of trouble. Unless there was a Buffalo Wild Wings waitress nearby, which, by the way, Baby Bob did not know that story. And,
fun!
And was like, what? What is this?
Oh, so you're learning about each other through the OTT and Friday Night Lights.
I guess that there had never been something to prompt a conversation about, hooking up with a waitress, and so
that's true. It only comes up in certain conversations.
We've known each other now for like 15 or 16 years, and that's just, never been something that we talked about until Friday Night Lights. So there you go. It brings people together.
Speaking of Julie, did you think at first that she was faking her parents out with the tattoo? Because I totally did.
No.
Remember, she was like, yeah, I got the tattoo. And
I liked how we didn't know about. I liked how they let us find out about it at the same time as the parents.
Yeah, because I thought she was totally faking him out with a temporary tattoo. Because even back then, those could look somewhat realistic. And her mom was like, "Did you get one of those stick-up tattoos?" And she's like, "No, Mom, it's real."
I still find Tammy extremely annoying, but I like her a lot better as the season goes on and into season 4.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's going to jump into my least favorite storyline of the first half of season 3, the Jumbotron storyline.
Oh my gosh, I got 2 words for you. Jumbotron. So this was mainly that picture is fantastic.
Isn't that great?
It's so high res.
I know.
I want to make that like my iPhone background.
That'd be so great. I would love that.
Hey, and this makes me think too. Look at all that really cool like Dylan Panther stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, there's got to be places where you can buy like landing strip T-shirts.
There totally. There's like the Clear Eyes Full Hearts. I thought about getting one of those shirts for forever. We probably should since we're.
No, I want to get one that says like the landing strip or that says like the Crucifixtorious or something.
Oh, love
and like wear it around and somebody be like, oh, dude. But I'm not Googling anything like today. Okay, just to tell you, today I was Googling. I was preparing for the podcast and ready to talk some trash about Sarah's grandma. and when I Googled Sarah's and grandma, I closed my eyes because I didn't want it to pop up.
The auto
like Sarah's and grandma explodes, or Sarah's and grandma diarrhea episode, or any of these things that I hope actually happen. Like I didn't want to see any of those things, and so I just closed my eyes and where I looked at the bottom part only of my phone as I was typing, and then hit enter so that I could get the image that I needed without actually seeing anything spoiler. So I've been really hesitant, all that said, to look up cool Friday Night Light stuff. But I do like the show enough and think it's kind of like a cult classic enough that it would be kind of funny to walk around with a shirt that says the landing strip, and like one out of every 150 people that you come across is like, hey,
I think it'd be a lot cooler.
Did you see Buddy Garrity there?
Yeah, I think it'd be a lot cooler to have a Crucifixtorious shirt. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But I mean, like, where is all that stuff now? Like, where is the huge? Who has the Herman Field sign with the big Panther logo?
That's a good question. But yeah, this storyline annoyed me. So to start season 3, you catch up on all the changes that have happened because they flash forward to a new season.
Right.
Tammy's now the principal.
Right.
Congratulations, Tammy.
And Jay Street has totally disappeared.
Thank God. We'll get into that later.
Okay.
So the Jumbotron is her first major obstacle or issue to deal with because the boosters gave this money.
It's all political.
The boosters gave all this money for the Jumbotron, and she, being a very idealistic principal, education first, wants to reallocate it towards.
They had to lay off 3 employees or something.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's just annoying. And I guess we see that she has to be knocked down a couple notches, and it kind of foreshadows some things that are coming.
Yeah. I love Tam Sass. I call it Tam Sass.
Tam Sass, is that Tammy Sass?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love some Tam Sass now.
She's awesome.
Because I mean, she and I think the Jumbotron was definitely the catalyst for Tam Sass.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite or least favorite storyline? I'm gonna take Buddy down now.
I would say Tyra stuff.
Okay, that's fair. So that kind of goes into my least favorite character of just this part of the season.
Right. Cash.
Yeah, Cash.
Yeah, he's the worst. Yeah, he sucks. And everybody knows he sucks. And everybody knows that Tyra is everything that she's doing and the part that Landry plays in all of this and why she's doing what she's doing.
They make it so obvious. Like
they do, but I think that's intentional. I mean,
he was wearing all black when he met Landry.
You're supposed to be screaming you're supposed to scream at the screen, no Tyra. And which one of us didn't have somebody in high school that we thought to ourselves, what are you doing over and over again? And so is it realistic? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just wasn't a fan of it because you could tell he was bad from the start.
Yeah, it's predictably annoying.
Like when the first time he pulled the pill bottle out of his pocket.
You just knew. I mean, yeah.
Again, like I said.
That's my least favorite by far.
Yeah, he was dressed in all black when he was talking to Landry. I mean, the symbolism.
Well, I mean, that's the Cash. His name's Cash, right? He's got to wear all black.
Yeah, that's true. But he just sucks. And we'll get into that more in the next half of the season.
So what did you do with my guy, Jay Street? I mean, did you hide him somewhere?
I don't really like Jason.
Why? I mean, I'm not challenging. I just want to know why.
Okay, it's not that I dislike Jason. It's that he's not that interesting to me anymore.
His storyline doesn't really move the plot along.
Well, and my husband put it really good. We were talking about this over dinner, and everybody likes Jason Street and that he's a good guy, and he was dealt a really bad hand to start the series. But from then on, you're just, it's him just trying to find his, purpose in life over and over and over. And it's exhausting.
Take his whole thing out of the show after season 1.5.
Agreed.
And would we really be missing anything?
No, I wouldn't.
Besides legs. I mean.
See, you're going to burn in hell for so many reasons. But yeah, I wasn't into it. I mean, of the secondary storylines, it's okay. I mean, he comes into play, I guess, more in the second half of season 3.
Yeah, and I liked the closure of the Jason Street story, or what I assume is the closure of the Jason Street story. I mean, I don't know, but because I'm
looking through.
Never seen the show before, but I like how you can kind of tell in the first half of season 3, okay, maybe we're finally getting to a good place to bring this Jason Street thing to an end. And it's like, okay, if only we could do the same thing with Grandma.
So if you're listening on podcast, Barney has changed his virtual background to a picture of Grandma wearing her tiara that she irresponsibly ordered online.
And you should be watching this also on the KSR Digital page.
Yeah, log on to the KSR YouTube page under the name KSR Digital. It's worth it just for Barney's absolute, cruelty towards Grandma.
Oh, hey, I was supposed to remind you to start the timer too for the.
Oh yeah, I've got it going.
Okay, great. I'm glad. 30 minutes in.
I'm like, whoops.
But yeah, I mean, it would be nice if I could start to see grandma start to arc toward an assisted living facility or the grave or something, and I'm not seeing that. I will say this though, this is another thing that I think if you hadn't said this to me, I wouldn't be on the lookout for it, or I wouldn't have necessarily known. I'd have known something was different. And that's why I'm so like sensitive about spoilers and like trying to look at them, because it will totally frame the way I see everything. Like I just can't unhear that stuff. But like when you told me that season 2 was the writer's strike, the very, very first 3 seconds into season 3, I actually made a note of this, that 3 seconds in with the shoestring line, the writing was already better, where Matt can't tie his shoe and he's like, I can't even tie my shoe. And it's like, that one line was so different from all of season 2 that it was like, okay, I can tell this season's going to be better.
Well, it's more about the characters and less about stupid plot things like a tornado and shark DNA and
right. But there's no sport. I mean, how are we going to pick our best sports moment?
I've got a couple.
I mean, I didn't think there was very much besides, watching Smash and stuff.
Well, Smash's tryout was my favorite sports moment, but I also had Saracen's big game versus Arnett Meade, but then he ends up turning it over. So Saracen's arc during the first half of season 3 is the battle with JD McCoy, and we need to talk about JD because
he is the worst.
I don't know this season. I don't know. So I think JD
he's the
McCoy
worst because he looks like Tyler Hansborough. We already brought this up.
He does look like Tyler Hansborough. But
did you notice that before I said something?
I actually didn't. And when you did, I was like, oh,
you can't unsee it now.
Right.
Like, you just see him with his mouth. Look, his mouth's hanging open. It's always talking like this, like, he's always walking around like, take care of Julie for you.
The freshman, hot, not hot, but like really good, talented quarterback.
You think he's hot? Wait a second.
No, I meant like,
Whoa.
I don't think he's hot. I meant like up and coming, like,
It's not what you said.
I do not think that kid is hot.
Hey, First Mr. TT. Mr. TT.
He's like 13 in this
JD's
picture.
hot.
but yeah, I think that this season I don't even know specifically. I think they really just want us to feel bad for him.
Is he hot? Hey guys, tweet at Tyler Thompson.
He's not hot. He's a child.
That's your first. You should always go with your first instinct, Tyler.
He's not hot. No, I don't know what to make of him so far. Like, his dad obviously is terrible, and we'll get
he's the worst
the next half of the season. But you could tell the kid's just kind of a victim of his awful abusive dad, and
he's also kind of a
but I mean, if you're raised by your parents, I mean, he has his moments. Yeah. I can't believe I'm standing up for JD McCoy.
Yeah, I was about to say the same damn thing.
But are you supposed to feel sorry for him in this season? I think
I don't feel sorry for him and won't.
All right. Well, anyway, but that was why one of my favorite sports moments was when Saracen has the really good game against Arnett Meade, because you are conditioned to cheer for Saracen.
Sure.
Because we've known him. He wasn't the most talented guy. He was thrown into the fire. He somehow, he led the team to state.
He's not hot like JD.
That's definitely true. No, I'm just kidding. I just think that the battle between Saracen and JD, you knew what was going to happen. Right. Ultimately,
well, I mean, I don't know. Like I've said all along, one of the things I really like about this series is that you don't really know how things are gonna, from a sports standpoint. The only thing that's been predictable was Jason Street going down in some way in the very first episode. Like, to me, that's the only thing that's been predictable. Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know. We'll get more into JD in the next half of the season, unless you had more
like to
say to.
No, I just don't. No, he's not interesting to me. My cousin had somebody try to put him down one time and say that I think they were trying to say that he was fed from a silver spoon. But
so you think that JD was fed from a silver spoon?
Well, clearly he was.
Yeah, he
was. What I'm trying to say is, this guy, instead of saying that to my cousin, told him that he was feed from saucer. And so whenever someone
I don't even know what that means.
It doesn't mean anything. He misspoke. He mixed metaphors or something. But any time that somebody is spoiled, me and my friends always say they're saucer feed or feed from saucer.
Nice.
So yeah, I definitely think that JD is feed from saucer.
What did you think of his mom so far? She's her own special brand of something.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that they are the good cop, bad cop.
And she also wears way too many halter tops for a lady her age.
That I have no comment or opinion or noticed, but I guess it'll be one of those things that I notice I can't unsee now. But yeah, that's you and Baby Bop can go off on that.
It's a lot of sun damaged, wrinkled skin.
Well, I mean, but Tammy's okay.
Tammy's much better than whatever her name is.
I mean, Tammy. That one thing about this show, they like the plunging necklines.
Yeah, Tammy does like to show the girls off. I will say that.
She's not the only one.
Yeah.
That seems like a Texas theme there.
Well, it's hot down there, you know.
Well, yeah, you got to let them breathe.
You got to let the skin breathe. Cringeworthy moments. I had an easy one for this. Tim Riggins, when he went to the fancy dinner with Lila and Buddy Garrity.
Oh yeah.
And he ordered squab.
Yeah, squab.
They made him dress up and he was so unhappy and he was trying so hard.
That was mine too, and I don't have a backup, but I will contribute something. And it's a funny fake Barney story. So
about squab.
Close. So I went out to a fancy New York restaurant with Baby Bop a few years ago, back when we could do such things, and it was all French, and so but Baby Bop was embarrassed for me to use my phone to look up
Google
what things
Translate.
were. Right. I wasn't supposed to have my phone out at the table, but I was coming up with nothing on the menu. So I've got the phone kind of balanced under the table where she can't see it, and I'm looking up stuff. And I started doing okay, and I made it to the third section of the menu because you had to pick like one thing from each section or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I get to the third section of the menu, and I couldn't read any of the stuff on there.
No.
Except one of them said sweetbread. Are you familiar with that?
Isn't that it's not what you would think it is? It's some weird delicacy.
I didn't know.
It's isn't it heart or something?
I'll tell you. So I'm thinking. I was like, oh, I love Hawaiian sweet rolls. Those are my jam. No. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I was ready for my sweet bread, right? And so here comes the guy, and he brings these things out, and they look kind of like big chicken nuggets. And I was like, oh, it's like fried Hawaiian roll or something. Like it was big enough that it still could have been a Hawaiian roll, but just cooked like toasted or cooked in a cool way or something, right? I was like, oh, this is gonna be delicious. So I cut it, and you could kind of tell when I cut it, but when I put it in my mouth, there was meat on the inside, like a meat. It wasn't bread all the way through. It was definitely fried. So the outside was good, but the inside. So I was I ate two of them. They gave me three. They were so it was it was a French. It was this kind of small portion, whatever. And I just, after the second one, I just was like, man, something's just not right about this. Yeah, it's lamb testicles. I Googled it, and it's no, it was. Well, I mean, the fried part was good, but the meat part was. It was like the Joey's thing or Rachel's souffle on Friends. It was it was like fried part good, meat good.
What was that, like the treacle or
the truffle? It was an English truffle or something like that. We can. Hey, I can roll with the Friends podcast all day, but anyway, So anyway, if lesson out there, if you ever go to a fancy restaurant and they have squib or sweet bread,
squab.
it is It is not Hawaiian rolls.
Good
Sweetbread is big time sheep balls.
Oh, nasty.
It was not.
But you ate
pleasant.
them. You ate them.
I ate some of them.
You ate 2 of the 3. That's most of them.
Well, I wanted the full set.
That's true. What's one without the other?
Right. Where did this third one come from?
What happened to the other one?
That third one got the first round of the coronavirus. It got the first round of the coronavirus vaccine. They were
right.
It grew a third one. Are you gonna get it when it first comes out?
No.
Really?
I don't want that fast-tracked virus vaccine.
Hey, I'm not that. I'm kind of ready to do it so that I can, if it lets me go and do stuff. If I have like a certificate I get that's like, and if I grow a third arm, that'd be fat. I'd be like having another. I'd be able to type. I'd be able to type real fast. 3 lamb
balls. That'd be great. All at once. Just throw them at your face.
That's what. Yeah, it can juggle. You always have one, like in limbo, right? Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'll run that by Baby Bop. We'll see what she says.
Let's pivot to Billy Gillispie moment of the first half of season 3. I'll let you go first.
Oh man. I would say the when Smash goes to A&M and there's a coach that wants absolutely nothing to do with him and is completely focused on something else. That was good. It's not so much of a party Billy G, but more of a this coach isn't big on giving kids a chance.
That's good. That's a different side of the Billy Gillispie moment.
Yeah, well, there's been so much of the other kind.
That's really true. So mine is a little different. Mine is when Riggins gives J.D. McCoy the tour of Dylan, which I thought was hilarious.
He's like, there's the landing strip. Yeah.
Coach Taylor asks Riggins to kind of bring JD into the fold, which, it's just pure Riggins. He's like,
it is
the landing strip. You are not ready for that.
Right.
No, not ready for that. Delilah lives down this road. You'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. That was definitely a Billy G moment.
Who's that? Oh, you'll know. You'll figure it out. Yeah,
but what wasn't a Billy G moment was at the very end of that scene where there was self-awareness.
Yes.
And JD said, "You're not doing this because Coach made you." which Billy G lacked all kinds of situational and self-awareness.
Right.
But how about JD with the intuition there?
Yeah. Again, he's not all terrible.
Not just a pretty face, right?
That's very true. I mean,
I love just looking at you under Buddy's armpits while we talk.
They're very swampy, let me tell you. It's a Texas summer. Yeah. So
he's got some swampy sweetbreads.
I don't remember this scene directly, but it had to have been. Have we seen the golf cart yet? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Okay, then it's not that memorable. The most real moment I have will start a great debate. It's when, so Matt's mom comes back in the picture. And
right.
I thought that actually was pretty cool.
I
really like that actress. She was in Treme on HBO.
Okay, we were trying to figure out. I thought that she was the mom on the Denzel movie that's awesome with the Creasy Bear, Man on Fire.
She might be. She's been in a ton of stuff.
I don't think that's who she is, but she looks just like her.
Yeah.
I that's who I thought she was.
She's a really good actress, but
yeah, she's good.
I think that the way they brought her in was great. That's not my most real moment. So she ends up helping out with Grandma. Right. Grandma needs some help.
Right.
And she goes to the grocery store and brings back grape jelly. And I thought it was great because both Grandma and Matt were like, "Who gets grape jelly? Grape jelly is disgusting." Like so then that led
grape jelly is the best jelly.
Yeah, then Matt and I had a discussion about grape jelly. Clearly, strawberry is superior.
No way. I'm Team Matt. I'm totally Team Matt. Grape jelly is way.
Matt is ambivalent. He says that grape and strawberry are like whatever. They're the same.
I love grape jelly and accept no substitutes. What's the difference between grape jelly and Concord jam?
So I know this. Jelly is more like smooth in texture. I think jam has like seeds in it, doesn't it?
No, it definitely doesn't have
Or
seeds.
like bits of like chunks.
No.
I think it has to do with the consistency.
It might be that, but like whenever I get the two from the store, I get like Smucker's brand, and to me they're interchangeable. That's why I'm asking.
There is a difference between
there's
jelly
definitely
and
not
jam.
chunks in it.
Well, because you aren't getting the fancy jam, you're getting the Smucker's brand.
Yeah, a name like Smucker's, yeah.
But yeah, so that was my most real moment because it made me laugh because that seems like a debate that would happen in any house, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my most real moment, and I don't really know for sure what this would be. And so I guess I'll just say, I wrote it down, but we've already talked about it. Tyra and Cash, I felt like that. Even
you knew she was going to backslide.
Well, not only that, like it was realistic. Like everybody knows someone that it's kind of like the horror movie where you're screaming like, "Look behind the shower curtain!" He's hiding behind the shower curtain.
Yeah.
You find yourself screaming at Tyra. No, Tyra, don't do that.
Don't do it.
The reason you're doing that is because we've all known
you like the bad guy.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like you always just know someone who just can't help but trip over their own decision making.
Yeah.
And Tyra, and that's what makes Tyra endearing, I think, because everybody's got a soft spot in their heart for that person who just can't seem to get it right.
Can't get out of their own way.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I would say that's definitely the realest storyline to me.
Yeah. Other loose ends I had, we saw in the episode 6, the Crucifixorious tryouts, which I thought were great. Crucifixorious, I can't find a spot in all of these superlatives for them, but I love them. Yeah. I think they're great. Right. And we meet the new band member.
I love Devin.
Yeah, Devin's great.
She looks like Stranger Things girl.
A little bit.
I think she looks a lot like her.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
it's not
now
just
that
the
you
hair.
said that,
it's her eyes. Her like
so
she
you're
has.
Talking about
Millie
11,
Bobby.
Right?
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. Okay. Well, see now, like there's like 20 years of difference between them. So.
Oh wow, that's really weird. Yeah.
This was in 2007.
That's true.
I guess
but
now
I think
like
she looks like her to me. Yeah, she looks like her to me.
Okay. I think that's about all I had. Do you have any?
Well, I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of talked about J Street for a second, but like, I legit thought. I mean, again, reminder to everyone: I have never seen any of this before and don't know any spoilers. I legit thought that it was like a thing where the actor like quit.
They just wrote him out,
or they were just gonna pretend like he didn't exist, like
right.
Because remember how season 2 ended was the very last scene was him proposing to waitress girl or like
yeah, baby mama,
right, and then it was like credit scene, and then we start off with Jumbo Tron, and we follow all this new thing, and it's like, hey guys, and first episode goes by and second episode goes by, and I think maybe even the third episode goes by before it's like, there he is.
Yeah.
Like I legit thought he was gone.
Yeah.
No, it's not that I missed him. It's that I thought that he was gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've watched ahead now, but I mean, at the time when I was first watching this, like last week or whatever, I didn't know what had happened to him, and I wouldn't have missed him, but I would have missed like I wanted to get some closure there.
Yeah.
Like I want his storyline to end, and I feel bad for him. Like I want it to end. I mean,
that's
like
the thing. Everybody feels bad for him, and everybody.
Yeah, so you want him to have a good, happy ending or something.
But doesn't that get emotionally exhausting trying to wait for that to happen for him?
I've been waiting for Grandma to die since season 1. I mean, like we all know it's coming. I mean, they've been teeing this thing up. I
just can't stop looking at her in her tiara. She was so happy when she pulled that thing out of the box.
And that thing was so dumb. I mean,
she's
my life would have been so much better without that whole thing about her. I mean, we didn't have to follow Matt, having to fight with the credit card company or whatever to order. I mean, why did we waste our life with that scene?
I think it's
ridiculous. Anyway, I want some closure to Grandma, and by closure I mean dirt on coffin. And then with Jay Street, I want some closure with what's gonna happen with the baby. What's gonna happen. I don't really care about the girls so much, but like I want Jay Street to find his path. And we'll talk about this in the next episode. But right now, the most annoying trait about Jay Street. What's the most annoying thing to you about Jay Street? I'll tell you mine.
He's too nice. No,
to me, it's that what the first thing that happens randomly is his new career. The mailman comes by and goes, "Man, you should be a mailman." And then like all of a sudden he's like, "All right, I'm gonna be a mailman."
That's because he's lost.
It's like, "Hey, Jay Street, man, have you ever thought about coaching?" "Oh, I should be a coach." And then he's like, "Hey, coach, give me a chance. I know, but I always wanted to be a coach."
You ever thought about flipping houses?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you should flip houses.
All right, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But it's so annoying. So I mean, he's like a puppy dog or something.
Oh, he totally is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, I mean, I want to like jump into the show and just tell him things to watch him be funny. Like, hey, Jay Street, you should be like a wheelchair pole vaulter. And
totally, I could do that.
Yeah. And then that would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's.
Hey, Jay Street, you should take these 52 balloons and see how high you get without them popping, and then make that a career. Like, oh my gosh, that drives me nuts. But I want him to find that thing and do that thing and go away and leave our lives. And I was really stressed out at the beginning of the season that Jay Street was just going to disappear. Well, no, it was just that he was going to disappear, and I was going to be like, he was going to be the next Santiago. Like, where's that dude? Like, he's totally gone. Well, I mean, but it does, because they wasted my life with all these scenes with him. Like, and there was no end to the story. Like, so far, I mean, maybe he'll show up in season 5 or something. But so far, Santiago gone.
Santiago out.
I mein, just show me some quick hits at the beginning of the season to let me know that all my little characters have fulfilled their contractual requirements.
Or just like drop a line, like, when Buddy and Lila are talking, well, whatever.
Exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad Santiago's managing our, Arnett Mead branch.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. That's fair. That is fair criticism.
Yeah.
All right. So we are going to wrap up this first half of season 3. So we are going to do episodes 7 through 13 of season 3 next. Again.
And a season 3 recap. Yeah.
Yeah, and our recap. If you're listening to this, hopefully you're subscribed to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Or if you're just listening and you want to watch us, we're on the KSR YouTube channel under KSR Digital. Barney, any last parting thoughts on this first half of the season?
No, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, it's not my most favorite show in the entire world. I like it better than Bloodline. As he switches to the Bloodline. Well, I like it better than Bloodline, but I still think...
You just said you did not.
I'm saying... No, I didn't say that. I was comparing it to, like, other shows.
Okay.
All I did was say that Bloodline was a good show. It's fine. And he's always going to be John Rayburn to me, especially now that he's wearing sunglasses a lot more.
Oh, he does love to wear the sunglasses.
He's wearing a lot more sunglasses now in season 3 and into season 4, and it's just like, I just feel like he's just going to come out and look at the camera, break the fourth wall, and tell us that he's a good person, but just did a very bad thing.
Fair enough. All right, well, we will see what happens with Coach Taylor in the second half of season 3. As always, Barney, clear eyes, full hearts.
Sweet bread.
Sweet breads.